So Bradford City have today confirmed the permanent signing of Tyreik Wright as their 5th signing of the 2024 summer transfer window. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes on today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We're now on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on Bradford City signing Tyreik Wright from Championship side Plymouth Argyle for an undisclosed fee on a 2-year contract. He's back for his 3rd spell with the Bantams, and I think it's fair to say it's a signing which hasn't gone down particularly well with the fan base, or that's certainly my reaction to it, because we've signed a left winger. We don't play with left wingers who can play left wing back, but he can't play there very well. It seems a very strange signing. We've paid a fee for him as well, and overall I can't say I'm overly impressed with this bit of business in all honesty, but make sure to drop a like on there for me, subscribe if you're new as well, and let's get into it. So Bradford City tweeted today at 5 PM saying the right choice. The article does then read, right here to stay. Bradford City AFC is delighted to announce the permanent signing of Tyreik Wright from Plymouth Argyle for an undisclosed fee. The 22-year-old has put pen to paper on an initial 2-year contract, so I guess you would assume that he has got that option for a further season, returning to the club having spent the second half of last season and the first half of the 2022-23 campaign on loan at the University of Bradford Stadium. First arriving in West Yorkshire on loan from Aston Villa in the summer of 2022, Wright made 17 appearances in Claret and Amber during the 22-23 season, scoring 4 goals before sealing a permanent move to the Pilgrims in January 2023. The winger then rejoined the Bantams on loan from Sky Bet Championship outfit in January of this year, making a further 15 appearances and scoring twice in a 3-0 win at Accrington Stanley in March. His versatility and dynamism allowed manager Graham Alexander to not only deploy Wright on the left wing and in more advanced forward positions, but also utilise his abilities at left wing back, where he played an integral role towards the end of the season as City closed their campaign with 5 straight victories. I would argue his role in that wasn't very integral. In fact, I think he got subbed off in near enough all of their matches, in all honesty. He looked better there than as a left winger in a 3-4-3, but even then he really flattered to deceive, in all honesty. On pending a permanent deal in BD8, he said, "I am absolutely buzzing. I came back on a second loan last season and felt at home again straight away. It was a no-brainer for me to come back here permanently this time. I had a great conversation with the gaffer and other staff members towards the end of the season who said he would love to have me back, and I said I wanted to be here on a permanent basis. I am delighted to be back. I feel at home here with the lads and the staff, and I have always loved the fans here. I want to feel comfortable in the environment, and there is no better place for me than here. The gaffer has told me where he sees me playing, and I just want to play. I enjoyed playing at wing back last season, and I am ready to go." So judging by these comments, it does sound very likely that Tyreik Wright is going to be the competition for Lewis Richards in that left wing back position, which doesn't really make sense to me. You wouldn't play Adam Wilson as competition for Brad Halliday at right wing back on the other side, so why are we doing it with Tyreik Wright? Because he's proven that he's not amazing in there. He's okay for League 2, but are you going to get promoted with Tyreik Wright and Lewis Richards as your 2 left wing back options? For me personally, I don't think you will do. There's far better in this division, and you have to compare yourself to other sides, because I don't think currently we have the quality in that left wing back role to really thrive and do well next campaign, in my personal opinion. Graham Alexander added, "I am really happy we have managed to get Tyreik on board permanently. We kept in touch through the summer and he has been so positive about trying to make this happen. He has got great attributes which will benefit the team, and we have brought in another player with a great character." Wright will wear the number 17 shirt and again be sponsored by Bingley Bantams for the 24-25 season. His signing is subject to the relevant EFL and FA clearances. Now obviously with him signing from another club, Plymouth Argyle also tweeted today at 5 PM saying Tyreik Wright is leaving Argyle and will join at Bradford City. "We thank Tyreik for his contributions and wish him well for his future career." Their article does then read, "Tyreik Wright joins Bradford City. Tyreik Wright is leaving Argyle and will join Sky Bet League 2 side at Bradford City. Wright joined the Pilgrims in January 2023 and featured 13 times across his year and a half in green. He spent the second half of the 23-24 season on loan with Bradford and will now join the Bantams on a permanent basis. We thank Tyreik for his contributions and wish him well for the future." I think that's very telling, the fact that he was there for 18 months and only managed 13 appearances for Plymouth Argyle. He obviously signed for them in the January, they got promoted by the May or April, something like that. I'm pretty sure they won League 1 as champions. Last season he he's never going to get any opportunities in terms of championship football, so it made sense really for him to go out on loan. I didn't mind him coming back to the football club. I think back in January, actually, a lot of fans were disappointed that it wasn't on a permanent basis because of how good he was in the first spell, but it goes to show how different managers and different systems can affect a player, because I thought the first time round he did have a really good spell for us in a 4-2-3-1 as a left wing. I thought his pace was really good, but in the 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it, that Graham Alexander plays, Tyreik Wright as a left wing back doesn't work. I would much rather have Lewis Richards as my starting left wing back, and we look at some of the options who we might have played there, like your Alex Gilliard, Clark Ador. What is that going to mean for them now? Because our midfield is so stacked. We certainly need some departures, but you look at the squad numbers that are available as well, only really 21 is a striking number. It's nice to see Tyreik Wright actually have a half decent number for once though, instead of it being way over 30, but he's back on a permanent deal. Obviously, every time he puts on a Bradford City shirt, I'm going to support him, but I can't really support this as business, as I do think paying a fee for somebody who really flattered to deceive in the second half of last season is a smart move when there was much better players available. Okay, maybe Rio Adebisi was a little bit unrealistic because you had to pay, I think, a high six-figure compensation package. Fair enough, I'm absolutely fine with that, but Nick Srilua was available on a free transfer, and he was absolutely unbelievable for Crawley Town last season. He signed one of our rivals in Notts County. When it's a position we need to improve a lot in, why not go and chuck an extra £500, £1,000 per week at someone like that? Because he's clearly got the proven quality. He was the only player to rip Brad Halliday apart last season. I'm absolutely devastated we haven't gone and signed him. And to bring Tyreik Wright back, if you think back to this time last season, would Mansfield have signed Tyreik Wright? Would Stockport? Would Wrexham? You've got to think about these sort of things. And coming into this season, would MK Dons have signed Tyreik Wright? Would Notts County have signed Tyreik Wright? The answer to all these questions is probably no, and I think that is a little bit concerning. Obviously, it's good for Bradford City that he is here on a permanent basis. Looking at the positives, he is a 22-year-old who we've signed for probably a low fee, you would assume. You know, I can't see it being any more than 50 grand. If it is, then we've had our pants pulled down, considering I think Plymouth only signed him for £1, or that was certainly the rumour. And I don't necessarily think that negativity comes from just the signing of Tyreik Wright. Our window as a whole has been pretty underwhelming so far. Anthony Sarcevic is the only real unbelievable signing that we've made. Callum Johnson is a decent signing if he can stay fit. Neil Byrne and Aidan Baldwin don't really stand out all too much, and now Tyreik Wright again doesn't really impress you. When you go back to a couple months ago, Stefan Rupp was improving, you know, more money for the football club to spend this summer. It is quite disappointing. If we have a look at how Tyreik Wright got on last season in the Championship, 5 appearances for him in total, just the 1 start for him, no goals and no assists. But in terms of his time with Bradford City, he made 14 league appearances, 11 starts, 2 goals and no assists. Both of them goals coming in the same game away at Accrington. He has a 13% goal conversion rate, which isn't particularly great. He missed 4 big chances as well as creating 4 big chances, averaging 1.4 key passes per game. He has a 20% accurate cross rate, which isn't awful. Defensively though, very, very poor. 0.4 interceptions per game, 0.9 tackles per game, 0.7 clearances per game, and 1 error which led to a shot. None of his stats particularly stand out, in all honesty, and I think when you compare the quality on our right side, that being Halliday and Johnson, to the left side in Wright and Richards, it does concern me a little bit, in all honesty. It's obviously good to have a bit of continuity from the previous season, but when it's a player who, he did okay in his first spell, I would probably say he did well in his first spell, but he wasn't amazing. You know, he wasn't a 10 out of 10 every week. You know, he was a solid 7 out of 10. He was a loan, which did work for us. In his second loan spell, though, I'll probably give him a 3, and that's probably being generous. I thought he was really, really poor. So fingers crossed he can this season, though, really knuckle down, and we'll see the best out of Tyreik Wright, but I just don't feel particularly confident that he will be able to do that. One thing I would say, though, I think if any manager is to develop Tyreik Wright and get the best out of him, it is Graham Alexander. We've seen a number of different players who really thrived under Graham Alexander and got better. The likes of Matty Platt, the likes of Kieran Kelly, Richie Smallwood, Brad Halliday. I'd even argue someone like a Bobby Poynton even got the best out of Clark Ador for a little bit as well. Statistically, he got the best out of Jamie Walker. There has been a lot of players who he has developed and helped get better, and fingers crossed Tyreik Wright is the next one of that. If we have a look then at how Bradford City's squad is now lining up ahead of the 2024-25 campaign, obviously pre-season does start in a couple of days, and tomorrow I have a very, very exciting video coming out, so make sure to stay tuned for that one. It was meant to be coming out today, but obviously with this signing being announced, it has been delayed a little bit. But Bradford City's squad then, if we have a look at it, I'm going to put Tyreik Wright in as a left winger, because that is what he is. He is not a left wing back, and I don't want to see him competing with Lewis Richards for that position next season. I think I'd much rather have Tyreik Wright as a striker than as a left wing back, and we all know how stacked we are in that position. But it's a position that we don't play. You know, we play the 3-5-2, whatever you want to call it, the 3-1-4-2. We don't play with wingers, so I don't really understand the sign unless he used to play left wing back, which seems unlikely. And then I'm thinking, well, he flattered to deceive really last season. Yes, we won a lot of games towards the back end of the campaign, but how much did Tyreik Wright really contribute to that? My overall thoughts then, to summarise today's video, a little bit underwhelming, but I think we could have certainly done a lot worse. I do think our transfer business on the whole though has been a little bit disappointing so far, in all honesty. But I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 150 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 9,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already, with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Let me know down below what are your thoughts on Bradford City signing Tyreik Wright from Championship side Plymouth Argyle for an undisclosed fee on an initial 2-year contract. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day. Make sure to tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock. A big video dropping tomorrow, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.